Hello everybody. Today's video that I'm going to share with everyone is Conspiracy Theories Part 2 for the Dan Markel murder, and these will be concerning mostly Charlie's defense tactics right now. And I am kind of just piggybacking on some things that I've read in different comment sections, some really interesting things that people have said, and also some theories that were just talked about on the YouTube channel Surviving the Survivor, and they had a roundtable discussion about some of the theories and maybe tactics that Charlie's defense will use. And also, if you want to check out some of my other conspiracy theories that I had during the beginning of Katherine's trial and also concerning Charlie, check out my other conspiracy theory video, and I will post a link in the notes and also in the comments. So the first conspiracy theory that I wanted to talk about that Charlie's former lawyer, David Oscar Marcus, might have used was a rich person's bias. That Charlie is being entrapped by the police and he is just so unlucky, and the police are just setting him up, and all this evidence is just against him. They didn't look for the real culprit of the crime. They're just trying to entrap him. So, they might be trying to use sympathy for him. I'm not sure his new lawyer will do that, but I know that David Oscar Marcus has done that in the past with his clients, Ghislaine Maxwell and the former governor candidate, Andrew Gillum. The next thing that I think that is a conspiracy theory that I talked about in my last video was blackmail. And this has definitely been talked about on the podcast, Surviving the Survivor. But my opinion about the blackmail plot was that maybe Katie was kind of a honey trap, and she knew what Charlie wanted. She lured him in, seduced him, and then in turn, they blackmail him for money. It could be a possible defense that Charlie tries to set up, or that Charlie was just kind of in a bad crowd, and that there was a lot of drugs going around, and he could try to just spin this into some kind of misunderstanding that got way out of control, and he made some bad choices, hung out with the wrong people, and tried to gain more sympathy with the jury. Also, I was just thinking, a lot of this disability deposition that Charlie had been going for, his back disability, he might be just looking for sympathy. I don't know how he could spin that into being innocent, but I'm sure that at the urging of his former lawyer to try to get more money and to try to be able to retire, it wouldn't surprise me if Charlie tried to gain sympathy with the jury and use his charm to kind of present himself as kind of a weak man who's getting older and not as kind of sinister as the state is painting him out to be. So in the Surviving the Survivor episode with the roundtable, Judy says something that I totally agree with, is the joke could be used as total defense, that this was just a joke that got spun out of control. But Judy said something funny that this is really just grasping at straws. I mean, we all know that this was kind of a statement, and I hope to do more videos about the joke versus the statement, that he didn't mean for this to get spun out of control. And it's just like Katie's trial, they're just kind of grasping at straws, just saying she's innocent. And same thing with Charlie. That could be his defense. And then John made a good point that, maybe he wanted Dan Markel just roughed up a little bit. We all know that Charlie hated Dan. There was no question about it. You can check out my video of why Charlie hated Dan. I kind of go a little more in depth, the psychological reasons why he had a deep dislike and hatred for Dan Markel. Mentor Lawyer, a big shout out to Mentor Lawyer for kind of putting this case on the map on YouTube. Mentor Lawyer says that there are so many wiretaps, and if Charlie's defense wants to say that Charlie didn't want Dan killed and that this was a joke, there's so many wiretaps. Why didn't they go to the police? They would have discussed, hey, this was a joke that got out of control and we didn't want him killed. And guys, if you want more videos about the conspiring, I have another video about did they conspire with Katherine and Sigfredo, and also another few about Katie and Charlie, like who was the mastermind. Hopefully I won't have to do a conspiracy theory number 3, but I definitely will if I can think of more, you guys. And I'm working on Wendy's book summaries and some more ideas to come about the joke versus the statement. And thank you guys so much for watching my videos and liking and subscribing. And these are just my opinions and things that I've just compiled to kind of get organized with this case. We all want justice for Dan. So thank you guys so much for this and continuing to support the Justice for Dan movement. Hopefully we will have a date set for Charlie's trial soon and a sentencing for Katherine. So stay tuned for that in Courtroom 3G next month. And sorry guys, I got the date wrong. It's July 29th, not June 29th. So anyway, all right, you guys have a wonderful day.